Welcome to Warhammer 40K Inquisitor Martyr. This is quite a different game than the games that I have played so far on my channel, and I would like to extend a huge thank you to Peps from our Discord for actually giving this game to me as a gift. I am speechless as to how grateful I am. So I've always been a fan of the Warhammer universe. It's quite dystopian, as those of you who are familiar with the universe knows, but I haven't really played all that much 40k, except that I have played the Dawn of War games, but I used to play Warhammer Fantasy Battles, so I had a Chaos Army, and I also had a Dwarf Army, so that I could play together with friends if they didn't have their own models. I've tried the game a little bit, and I find it quite fun. It is an ARPG, kind of like Diablo and Torchlight, set in the Warhammer 40k setting, obviously, and we are going to play an Inquisitor. So I deleted the character that I made, so we're going to make a new character now, and you have three main class options here. You have the Psyker, the Crusader and the Assassin, and each of these have three subclasses. You can have an Ether Walker, an Imperiumist or a Scryer, if you choose to go with the Inquisitor Psyker type. The Crusader can be tactical, assault or heavy gunner, while the Assassin can be an infiltrator, a sniper or an eradicator. In my test game I used a Psyker, and I tend to prefer magic classes, so I think that is what we're going to be playing in this campaign as well. The Ether Walker seems to be kind of a hybrid, like the War Dancers in fantasy, hybrid magic and melee, while the Imperiumist seems to be ranged only warrior with a force staff that is allegedly very hard to master. And you have the Scryer, who is using bolt pistols and a force rod, and all of them have their specific armor types. I think that we are going to play a Scryer. We get the bolt pistol and force rod, and we also get the warp bound armor. So we'll go with that one. And I would of course like to do the challenge mode. I mean, YouTube always finds the harder modes more interesting or challenging to see how people play in those modes, but since I haven't played an ARPG in a long time and I'm quite new to the game, we'll go with the story mode for now, and maybe I will revisit the game in challenge mode when I'm more adept at this specific game's mechanic and so forth. Of course, we're going to name the character Caledorn, and that is it. Our Scryer Psyker is now ready to play with.
Inquisitor's Log. Classified report for later transmission. I am closing on the source of the inquisitorial distress signal I was assigned to investigate. It has an ancient encryption used by the Holy Orders. It's authentic, but extremely old. The intensity of the Caligari warp searches is beyond anything I've experienced. There were many delays during the journey, but the coordinates I received from the Caligari Conclave finally led me to this desolate system. The signal is coming from a battered fortress-monastery. It got through the warp surges with considerable loss of data, and my astropath has been unable to decipher it. I will personally investigate the source of this mysterious signal.
Inquisitor, this is your captain speaking. I'm still trying to hail the monastery, but I get no response.
The hull looks intact, though. I think it was simply abandoned a very long time ago.
Then what do you expect to find over there?
Something that once belonged to the Inquisition. And lots of empty halls.
Sounds exciting. I've instructed your pilots to land on the hangar deck.
Stand by and wait for my signal.
Inquisitor, the automatic defense system has been activated. The turrets are attacking you. Do you...
So we seem to have survived the crash.
Captain, do you copy? Captain Van Winter, can you hear me? Strange. Box communication is jammed. And I can't use my teleporter device. Something must be disturbing my signal. I will record everything in my audio log in case I don't return.
So here we are.
Inquisitorial log. New entry. While attempting to dock in the hangar of an unknown fortress-monastery, my transport took heavy fire. I suspect that the automatic weapon systems were activated, but I don't yet know why. The transport has been destroyed, along with my equipment. My pilot is dead. I will pray for him later.
Yes, so we are now on the ship, and we are going to explore what happened here. There will pop up some of these tutorial things. I will just ignore them, since I've already done them.
Interesting. Mindless servitors were created for menial tasks, but having a flesh drone just for operating the door seems excessive. Open the door.
The camera controls are quite sensible. You hold down the middle mouse button and spin your mouse around.
An ancient cogitator. Let's see if the tech prayers still hold. It might have information about this place.
I might read things from these. However, I'm not sure that reading binary code is my strongest suit, and I'm not going to look up whatever this means, but at least you can see what it says.
Just as I suspected. It's a pile of rust. Well, at least I found some interesting diagnostics. I should check all the cogitators on the ship for other details.
I guess he's better than me at reading binary.
New log entry. Bodies everywhere. The putrid stench of death. Horrible wounds still ooze blood. What unholy beast stalks these halls, I wonder?
Oh, it couldn't possibly be chaos. Chaos. No, not at all.
What have we got here? A weapon? Well, the Emperor does protect his loyal subjects.
So we have 4 abilities that comes with this weapon. Single shot, full auto, firebolt, and misfortune. Why, hello there.
A manifestation of chaos. Well, let's cleanse your taint from here.
This seems to be a Nurgle beast.
I feel the contagion of chaos seeping into the walls. I taste the despair in the air. This illness must be purged before it's too late.
Another weapon. And this tutorial is going to tell me that I can change between weapons by using this button or tab. So I do have the pistol that I got earlier, which gave me the 4 abilities I showed you. This is a dot, and this one is a self effect blessing. The other gives me a single shot long range laser and a short burst ranged laser. I also get the warp blast, which is kind of useful, and it has the same misfortune spell. So the DPS of these skills seems better than the other one at 72, 84 and 68, while this one is 16 and 68. So, but this one is an area of effect that also shocks the target. So I'm going to try this one as well. Here we go.
New log entry. I've found a room tainted by the filth of chaos.
I don't know why he doesn't read the rest of it, but... So the report says that it is a defense system anomalies, and the conclusion by the person who has written this log is that after thorough investigation and questioning, I can safely claim that no personnel were involved in the incident. The defense turrets open fire without any human involvement, and the signal blocking any teleportation attempts is generated automatically. So I guess that this means that we have to disable the jamming device, or I don't guess, I know that
I've
is going to
found
happen.
new information. There's an emergency cogitator nearby where I could turn off the jamming signals.
So we have 2 clues here. The cage. We've learned that the weapon systems has also automatically fired previously, and we've gotten a clue about the fortress-monastery. The battleship that we are currently on is a fortress-monastery. If you paid attention to the video and the cinematic, you probably noticed that the structure of the ship itself was very much like a church, or with church spires and everything. So yes, and the whole area is infected by the taint of Nurgle, indeed. So we'll just carry on here. There is not much to see, except for this altar, which quite obviously is an altar to Nurgle, who, for those of you who are not familiar with the Chaos Gods, Nurgle is the god of death, not really death, but disease and decay.
Open the door.
It is in the walls now. Everywhere. Taint. In the machines.
Oh, by the Emperor. What foul abomination is this? A mindless servitor sputtering gibberish. I smell corruption. Exciting. Mind the door, please.
So you can take cover by pressing space when you have
Foul
something
heretics!
to cover.
Let my powers cleanse you from your sins.
When you have something to cover behind. And this AoE effect is why I choose to use the laser. As you can see, it damages all of them quite effectively as well.
Finally, that's the cogitator that will disable the jammer.
I couldn't turn off the teleportation jammer, but the Vox should be fine now. Captain Van Winter, can you hear me?
Inquisitor, finally! I thought we'd lost you.
It would have been quite convenient for you, I suppose.
Trust me, I'm on your side. I'm not saying I don't want my ship back, but who would clear my name if you died in battle?
Your loyalty is quite admirable, Captain.
Okay, so that was the first mission completed. I should add that for those of you who are not familiar with the Warhammer setting, even the good guys aren't really necessarily that good. You can see the details of the ship now that I was talking about, with all these spires, and it's very detailed, very detailed. So we'll just continue on. This is my character screen. I have specifically chosen not to find a cabal, which is a game mechanic kind of a guild, and I won't join one for this playthrough. But since I haven't leveled up, there is not much I can do, so we'll just continue on to the next mission.
Our augurs have picked up a Vox signal not far from your location. It is transmitting on an Imperial channel. It could be important.
I'm on my way there.
So this tutorial is about the map overlay. If you click M, you get this handy little map overlay, also telling you where you need to go. So off we go. Warp heat is interesting. Psykers have warp heat, which is their special resource used to activate unique abilities. This accumulates as they unleash their psychic powers, and the higher the warp heat is, the higher the risk of creating malevolent warp anomalies that can even kill your character. So you need to be careful and conscious about the warp heat. It builds up around this, and I can use the ability Foreboding by clicking 4, and you can see that I now receive warp heat, which very slowly dissipates. Oh, we're on the wrong weapon again.
Kill the heretic!
Much more effective. That also was an explosive thing that we blew up there, so that is why everyone died so efficiently. No. Keep in mind that it is useful to switch between the weapons as well, because one of them is clearly better than the other at specific things. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve. And wow.
The Emperor!
What have you found down there, Inquisitor?
A vile display of cruelty and madness. A sacrifice to the dark gods and their acolytes prowling these decks.
In other words, there's something on that ship that requires human sacrifice. Wonderful.
Taking cover is probably useful. I'm going to switch. I seem to be having this misfortune of saying swatch instead of switch. Switch to the AoE, because that ability is extremely powerful, I think. Here we go. Using these abilities, this one also reduces the warp heat, just so you're aware of that. These little circles on the ground indicates that if I press space, that is where I will cower or cover.
Honor me with your perish, filth!
Okay.
Kill the heretic!
So I used the buff there, since it gives me more damage. Cogitator. Lingua Technis transcript. The machine spirit of the Martyr, which is the ship we're on, it's called the Martyr, shows every sign of intellectual instability. So the machine spirit is slowly becoming insane, and it started to override the defense system, destroying some possibly harmless void craft trying to land on the deck. We must act before it sheds more blood, and I don't need to remind you the fateful consequences if such information becomes open knowledge. It all must remain confidential. I submit this invocation in the name of the Omnisia to the wisdom of my trusted Hierophant.
A crude tool of mindless destruction. I'm sure it'll be useful on this ship.
So we get 4 grenades from that one, and that will be very useful in this room.
A proper welcome committee at last. That grenade could be useful now.
So we'll just have to run in and throw the grenade there. And take cover behind here. And again we use the buff and move away from that grenade.
Your head is mine.
And throw another grenade. And this guy takes a beating for sure. My weapon overheated. These turrets that he has placed down are quite powerful, so...
Dodge this.
And there we go. Now it's just a matter of exploring a bit. In here there's a cogitator. You should get as many of them as possible. So there seems to be some problems going on with the research decks. The Red Sanctum has been quarantined. They're having the same problem somewhere else. And there is a guy called Uther who seems to be the problem. And more binary code. For the fun of it, I'm going to look up this binary code afterwards to see whatever it means. It probably means something, might be an Easter egg or just something fun. But yeah, I'll definitely look it up. And the taint of Nurgle is quite obvious here.
Death is a journey.
There's a corpse.
I have found a corpse of an Imperial soldier. I'll take his data slate. It could contain a recording that could shed some light on what happened here.
Okay, yeah. So I guess that is one of the bosses that we're going to face at some point. And no, I haven't played the game far enough to meet that thing. Hello there.
Perish, filth!
Your head on a spike.
No. Medical supplies. Which gives us the inoculator that restores HP and suppression.
I found the body of a fallen Adeptus Astartes.
What? Did you just say that there was a dead space marine down there?
He must have been a member of that unlucky Imperial reconnaissance team I found.
Allow me to clarify that. You only found pieces of them. So it'll be just you against something that tore apart one of the mightiest champions of the Imperium.
Don't jump to any conclusions just yet, Captain. It could easily be more than one creature.
He says after seeing that video. Okay, hello. Please go away. Also, a very good lesson in games like this is don't stand in fire. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that before, but just for the record, don't stand in fire. And here we go with Nurglings. Hello.
I will rip your mind into shreds. Did you think a horde can withstand my powers?
Gather them up. And get some kill streaks and massacre. So Nurglings are one of the lesser demons of Nurgle. They are kind of amusing in their own way.
Team Sigma, this is Chaos Thorn speaking. Team Sigma, come in.
I'm afraid Team Sigma won't be responding anytime soon.
What? Who are you, and what are you doing there? Taking a stroll on the decks? By the Emperor!
Mind your manners. I'm an Inquisitor, and I don't tolerate...
An Inquisitor? About bloody time. I thought your lot had followed Lord Klosterheim into the Dark Zone. Listen, we're under heavy attack in the control room, so I'd appreciate it if you could join us while we deliver the Emperor's will until our most triumphant death. Thorn out.
Roger that.
New log entry. I established connection with someone from an Imperial expedition on the ship, but he is clearly confusing me with someone else.
So we're getting more clues on the expedition, and we need to find this Chaos Thorn. Ah, chest. That is useful. Psychic focus, survival enhancement. That seems to be all of the level, except for the main goal, which is in here. So we ranked up to level 2, and this is the loot we get as a reward for admission. An eye implant, some credits, and a signum. Okay. Rank 2 reached. Get a skill point. We unlocked the Psyker spell Crush, and we can... I don't know if we got a plasma pistol or if we just unlocked the item type. Heroic deed completed. Deal 5000 damage within 5 seconds, which unlocked the psychic channeling perk. Interesting. I guess that was from doing the damage to all the Nurglings. Okay, so this is where we equip items on our character. Yeah. I will definitely equip that one. And that eye implant is a lot better than the one we're currently using. Survival enhancement. I don't think that we need to use that for the early game missions. I would rather have this than grenades, I think, yes. Okay, so in skill section we have ranged combat, psychic combat, movement, and single DPS. Ranged combat is useful. Of course, all of these are useful. Let's go into haste, more movement speed. Single DPS, more damage. Goes into purgative protocols, kinetic transfer, electrum conductors. Oh wow. But this seems to be the ultimate one. You have to have all the paths in here to get it, I presume. What range combat? gains critical hit chance. And goes into... this is sniper training. I must admit that I do like sniping. If I had something that I definitely knew slowed shocked stun... Well, I do have the spell that I keep using, the AoE one, that does shock them. That is also useful. Oh. And these ones can also be quite useful. I think there was... no. Okay, let's just go with this one. So we've done one heroic deed, which is the Imperious Devastation. And our progression is that we are now level 2. And that's about it for now. We can progress quite a bit further up in ranks. Okay, so level 50 is the highest rank. And yes, the cat is probably being heard in the background here. So let us continue on to the next mission.
It's Thorn again. Another wave of filth is on its way to face me in a glorious carnage. I want your help as soon as possible.
Careful, Thorn. That was dangerously close to insolence, and you are definitely confusing me with someone else.
You are an Inquisitor, which is enough for me right now. The whole deck is swarming with the local mongrel tribes, and they've sent their champions to rally the troops. I need you to eliminate these creatures. It will slow down the tribes.
Okay, so our mission is to kill 3 champions of chaos, who seem to be spread out. Now we have the foreboding. There, and we have warp speed. Okay, off we go.
Kill the heretic!
More nurglings. Oh, hello. Let me hit you, thank you. Much better.
For the Emperor!
Let's take cover here.
Dodge this.
That was effective.
So you're heading to the control room to disable the jammer?
That's the plan, yes.
And who is this Caius Thorn exactly?
Quite a character. Otherwise, I have no idea. He seems to think that I'm a member of his mysterious expedition.
If there is an expedition, they might be trapped in that monastery, just like you.
Why do you think so?
I made a scan. That giant wreckage looks completely dead from here. No sign of any other voidcraft in the vicinity.
Interesting.
Sacred murder.
You are guilty!
Activating the abilities to buff our damage.
Sacred murder.
Do not stand in fire. Oh, plague bearers. Wow. I don't want to stand in there. Where they have died. As you can see, they leave their
I slay in thy name.
mark on the ground. Okay, so that guy in the middle there seems to be the champion. Apostle of Nurgle, eh? Yeah, you can die now. He's summoning more demons. My weapon is overheated. These guys are rather persistent. Let's use a healing potion here.
Now you are gone.
And
I've
he
eliminated
dies.
the first tribal champion. I wonder if these mongrel tribes are the descendants of the original inhabitants. I guess I'll know more soon.
This room also seems to have some enemies inside. Oh, Nurglings. Hello.
Who are you to stand against me?
Gather up. I think I want to go in there. It seems to be a chest of some kind in this room. No, it's a cogitator. This is the thrice blessed fortress-monastery Martyr, category A3 research vessel of the Holy Orders under the leadership of the Lord Inquisitor Uther Tiberius. We seek aid from the brothers and sisters of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and the Martyr is on a highly important research pilgrimage from the Segmentum Pacificus to the Sigil subsector. En route to the Caligari Sector, the Martyr was caught in a severe warp anomaly, and the Geller shield suffered considerable damage. We need an emergency overhaul in the orbital dry docks of Cochet Prime as soon as possible. May the Emperor be with you. Seems to have been written by a brother Lestar, or Lestar. Okay, moving on. A supply chest. Okay. I'm not sure what this is. Oops. But I'll probably get used for it. And here we come to another champion.
I slay in thy name.
The standard bearer. And more Nurglings. He seems to be summoning them. Oh, wow. That is a lot of Nurglings. Whoa. They don't handle much damage, but they certainly make an impact. Yes, yes. So many Nurglings. Okay, so he's down. Just a matter of killing the Marauder. And there we go. When he's dead, there we go. So that's 2 champions.
Thorn here. How are you faring, Inquisitor?
Considering that I'm alone, I'd say I'm making adequate progress.
Alone? Where's the rest of your detachment?
Under some smouldering wreckage.
Well, that's unlucky. But that's all the more demons for us to kill. Let us rejoice in the furious challenge. Thorn out.
Gleeful fellow, this Chaos Thorn guy. Shooting as good as well as I can. I do not want to stay in your melee range. Okay, Medical supply and supply. It seems that I don't need much of that. What's in here? Well, except for enemies, that is. Obviously.
Off with the head.
No, no. Off with your head. Not mine. Oh dear. Overheated again. You can die now. Thank you. Group of nerdlings.
For the Emperor!
Boop. And that's it. So is there anything else? Oh. No, no. Anything else in this room of interest? There's a door here that I cannot open. I guess that's the exit then. There is an area down there that I haven't explored, so I think that I want to go there before I go into the final champion. I always like to complete levels as best I can. It might also just be that I'm going to go down that way to the champion, and that it would have been quicker to go in that way, but either way, we'll see. Somehow it reminds me of a Borg cube.
Kill the heretic!
There you go. Another medical supply. Yeah, we could have just gone the other way, but okay. So what is this guy? Special ability.
Die, heretic!
Oh, it's a plague ogre.
Give me pain.
You're not going to live very long. He seems to be the easier one of them. Okay, overheating.
Witness my power!
And there we go, all of the cultists.
The filth of chaos has retreated from my door. Regrouping, I'd say. I take it you killed the tribal champions.
Yes, I purged the place.
How ambitious! I like that. But believe me, there is still much work to be done. You'll find a desecrated shrine next door that leads to the control room. Go there.
Ouch. So, I guess this guy just wants to order us around.
I've reached the end of this subdeck.
Good. There is the exit. Some of my men will meet you on the other side, but plenty of them have been captured. I'll need your help to set them free.
He needs our help, does he? Okay. So, did we get anything useful? Oh. Neural implants. Credits. Stun mine. Ooh, a new armor. Yes, that is probably very useful. So, let's see here. Inventory. Yep, this armor is better than the one we're using. Stun mine. Maybe that is what the supply thing is for. We'll equip that. I think I like the green one better. Yes, it is better. And that seems to be it for now. We didn't get any new skill points and we didn't level up, so... Well, thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you enjoyed the episode and the game as much as I have done, and I hope that you'll join me the next time as well. So take care of yourselves and each other, and see you next time.